Hi everyone, my name is Ambica and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit of a different video than the ones that I tend to make. So today's video is about assumptions. It's an assumptions video and I hear that these kind of videos do really well on YouTube. So here's me hoping that I luck out. Let's see. But for those who don't know what an assumptions video is, like me, I did not know a few weeks ago what it really was. But what it is you send out a post or a story to all the followers who are following you on some platform and you ask them to send over their assumptions about you. And then you clarify those assumptions. You either say, hey, I absolutely agree, or I don't. As an example, if I send out a post or just put out a story on my Instagram and I say, guys, tell me any assumptions that you have about me. You've been following me for some time, please tell me and I'll clarify. So if people send out an assumption saying, you're a pig, I can either go on to say, yes, absolutely, I belong to the pig family, or I look like a pig or whatever, or I can just be like, hey, I don't. I actually am a human being. I might resemble one. A pig though. So you get the gist of it. So what I did do recently is I put out a story on my Instagram and I said, hey guys, if you've been following me for some time, please send over any assumptions that you have so kindly assumed about me, and I would love to create a YouTube video and just clarify those assumptions. So here I am. I'm going to be clarifying those assumptions that you have assumed about me. What I did do, just for the sake of organization, is I categorized all the assumptions sent over to me in 5 broad categories. So the 5 broad categories are money, nature, education, romance, and intelligence. So let's start. Okay, so money, the categorization in money. I did get a lot of questions being asked about if I am rich or not asked. I shouldn't say questions either. A lot of people assume that I'm rich, and a lot of people said that I'm rich. I am from a very well-to-do background. I am, what was the word? Rich again. Okay, so I will clarify. It's a little bit of a philosophical answer, and please by no means feel that I'm trying to evade the actual question or assumption. But really I feel like money is beyond a certain amount, beyond a certain number. It has been researched that money is really a state of mind. So what I mean by that, if you're earning around $120,000 for a household, or your household income is $120,000, beyond that amount, your happiness quotient does not correlate with the amount of money. So yes, in order to be happy and satisfied in life, you do need to reach that bench, that limit, I would say $120,000. But beyond that, your happiness is not directly correlated to the increase in salary. So if you were to go from 120 to 145, it's not going to do much to your happiness quotient. Having said that, I do feel like I'm blessed in that sense, where I have the money in order to sustain myself, and I also feel like money is not a factor in my happiness quotient, or it's not going to change a whole lot in the way that I feel right now. But it's all about sustaining and also being intelligent about investing. So yeah, that's about the money question. Let me know if you felt that was too convoluted or probably too philosophical for you. But I will go on to the next category now. The second theme of questions, I keep saying questions, assumptions, was nature. So a lot of people wrote things like, I'm kind. So thank you. I mean, even if it's an assumption, it's quite flattering to hear that I'm kind. I hope I am. I do tend to try and it's a very conscious effort. It's not something that I will say over the years. Yes, empathy is something I feel like is definitely a virtue, if I may say so myself, but kindness definitely has become something which is something that I make a conscious effort towards. And I also feel like because we are so busy in our day-to-day lives, we can't just be like, you know what, I'm too tired to do it. That's why it requires conscious effort. For you to be able to hold someone's hand and help them cross the road if they're not able to do so themselves, or for you to be able to pick up something that someone else has dropped and who are ahead of you to run and then give it to them, or for you to be able to be patient consciously and give your spot to someone standing in a supermarket if they definitely feel like they are in a rush. So they do require you to make an effort. And yeah, so I would say I'm definitely a fan of making conscious effort towards being kind. I also got a lot of questions with people assuming that I am an introvert. Interesting question. I am not an introvert. I am definitely very happy with my own company, but I'm not an introvert. It takes a lot for me to go to a place, but if I do go to a place, it doesn't take a lot. It's very, very easy for me to mingle with people. I'm not shy or afraid of introducing myself to someone new. I enjoy the company. I also enjoy the energy and the vibe, but for me to go somewhere, it really breaking that inertia and just going somewhere does require me to be pushed. So yeah, I don't know which category I will say. Am I a social introvert? I don't know. So the other one was dreamy. So a lot of people sent me this assumption about me, and they said my poetry is really dreamy and I am dreamy. I will say I do believe in the power of dreams. I also think this is something that we need to teach the future generations. We need to inculcate in them the confidence to believe in their dreams. And when we think of dreams, we always think like you cannot be practical and be dreamy. What I mean by that is don't curb your dreams just because you think it's impractical to dream or you should be afraid of dreaming too big. I think you should be able to dream big, but you definitely have to be practical in terms of achieving those dreams. So all dreaming and no actions is going to lead you nowhere. And I also feel like I've learned it over the years that you got to dream big, but also have a path determined, which is very, very well laid out path in order to determine or in order to reach those dreams. So you have to have a well laid out practical path to really reach those dreams that you've set out for yourself. Education. So a lot of people send me assumptions like you assume that I'm extremely educated, you assume that I was top in my class, and I am of science background. So I will answer all these assumptions together. I think I'm fairly educated. I have 3 degrees. I am from the science background. I also feel like the way I think, the discipline that I have in my life is definitely a part of it does come from the education and the schools that I've been to in terms of the years of education that I've had. Was I a topper in class? I was actually not a topper in my class. I did do well in university. But yeah, I really started doing well, I think 12th grade onwards. I was not really someone who really enjoyed, especially growing up in India. I feel like the education system is really skewed towards cramming, and I was really good at cramming, to be very fair. It did suit me very well because I could cram anything and I never had an issue with memorization and forgetting something, but I feel like it's not interesting. It's not, the way it is done is not interesting, and it's also very intense versus, it's very sprint versus a marathon kind of an approach. So sprint as in like everything is dependent on the final year or the final examination versus continuous like project work, 10% being allocated to project work, 10% to your class participation, which is what I saw in universities here. That I really do appreciate it because that keeps you, that doesn't make you afraid of what's approaching at the end of the year, which is the final examination, but you also really do pay heeds to what is ongoing, and you tend to make an effort throughout the year. So in the romance theme, I got a lot of questions related to like, you did not have a boyfriend when you were growing up. You are the second was like you're a romantic type with a lot of like champagne and candles and everything. I also got like you were extremely into books, so you never had a boyfriend. True and not so true. Am I the romantic sorts with a lot of candles? No, I'm not actually. I don't like very extravagant gestures. I get a little intimidated for some weird reason. I don't like a lot of attention on me where everything becomes about me. I do a lot of grand gestures for others, and I think it's my way of kind of pushing out that attention. I don't like when people, tend to do too many grand things, but even if it's grand, it needs to be kept between two people, especially if it's romantic. I don't like huge things or celebrations or things where 20 different people are called and the celebration is, or the occasion is just for two people, but there are like 20 people standing there. I get a little scared by that. I did not have a boyfriend, but I did. I actually did. I had a good time. Intelligence. So a lot of people said I'm pretty intelligent. I was a class topper. Did I say that? Did I include that somewhere else as well? So yeah, I got a lot of questions. I was bookish. I was into reading a lot. I studied a lot and all that stuff. I really did get serious about studying much later. So I think like during my 12th grades, because you really can't miss it. You have to do well in those grades. But university was really the time when I started enjoying studying. I think I was more marathon kind of approach person versus sprint. I also feel like I got serious about it. I don't know how, but I did get serious about education then. I feel like during my school days, I was not as much. I was really good at cramming, and if I wanted to do well, I would. As an example, like even subjects like history, I actually had scored a perfect score, so I had like, or not a perfect score, like 92, 100, which is crazy, right? So I would remember dates and stuff like that. But if I didn't want to do well, I put in effort only in things I really wanted to. And yeah, like I remember for my pre-boards, I did not study even one word of civics because I really didn't feel like it was, I just found it a waste of my time. I hated civics. So yeah, that's it. Those were the broad categories in which I did get a lot of assumptions. I hope I've answered your assumption, whatever you felt about me. I hope I've clarified it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, let me know in the comments below. If you absolutely found it trashy, keep your assumption or your opinion to yourself. I will see you soon with another video. Bye.